Hi everyone, today let's learn about fine aggregate, coarse aggregate and construction water. So in this we will study what are the fine aggregates, that is sand will use in the construction, and what are the coarse aggregates, that is jelly we will use in the construction, and what is the use of construction water, the water which will be used in the mixing of the concrete, as well as we will also study why we cure the cement and concrete. That is why we water the columns, beams, and slabs. Okay, so let's start. So first we'll see about the aggregates. See, the aggregates are the material which has the property of inert and strong. The aggregate should be strong. Next one is inert. Inert in the sense it should not react with anything. It should be strong and it should not react. So first we will see the fine aggregates. The sand is known as the fine aggregates. So the aggregates, most of which pass through 4 mm sieve, is known as fine aggregates. So classification, we have natural sand, that is river sand, and we have crushed stone, that is currently we are using, that is known as M sand. And test, we do sieve analysis test and specific gravity test. And why we do sieve analysis test is to check the gradation in the sense different sizes. See, if it is a well graded, it will be having all the grades, that is all of different sizes. If it is uniform graded, in a sense it will be having only one size. So let's see how the sieve analysis is done. So this is the different sieve. It will be from different sizes. In this, one will be 2.36 mmc, another one will be 4.75. So when we open this, it will be like this. We have this small boxes. So our fine aggregate will pass through this. Then the next box, the size of the square will be less than that. For example, if this is 4.75, next one will be 2.36, next one will be 1.15. It will be reducing, and bottom will have a pan. So this is all about the fine aggregates. Let's see about the coarse aggregate. The aggregates, most of which retain in 4.75 mm sieve, are known as coarse aggregate. So coarse aggregate we can classify into, that is we can classify based on the shapes. It can be round, angular, elongated, and flaky. So first one is round, next one is angular, which we are using in our site is angular aggregates. Elongated in the sense the one dimension will be more than the other two dimensions. Flaky in the sense one dimension will be very thin compared to the other two dimensions. For example, flaky in the sense we have corn and we have cornflakes. We have snow, we have snowflakes. So what is the difference? The cornflakes thickness will be less, the snowflakes thickness will be less. So that kind of aggregate is known as flaky. So normally in our construction we use angular aggregates because due to this angular property it will have good interlocking and it will produce more strength. One of the main thing in the concrete is the strength of the concrete is mainly due to the coarse aggregate. And we will see the sizes. So sizes of the aggregates are 40 mm, 20 mm, 10 mm. So this 40 mm are used in mass concreting. This 20 mm are used in slab beams and concrete. In 10 mm are used in the flooring. Okay, so you can just convert this 40 mm into inches. So you will be getting 1.5 inch for 40 mm and 3 by 4 for the 20 mm and 3 by 8 inch for the 10 mm. So that how we call it locally for the coarse aggregate. For example, we call it as Wonder Jelly, Mukka Jelly, and chips, which is for 40, 20, and 10. So we all know while starting the construction, what we have 40 aggregates, 20 aggregates, and we have a fine aggregates, that is sand, and we have a steel, and we have the cement before starting the project. So next, test. So what are the tests which is done in coarse aggregate? Or crushing, impact, and abrasion test. We do this test because the aggregate should be strong. That's why we do all this three tests. So next you will see the construction water. The water which is used in the construction is known as construction water. Mainly the water will be used for mixing in the concrete. We will add cement, fine aggregate, coarse aggregate, and we will add water. See, if we add more water, what happens? The workability will be easy. That is, working with the help of the concrete will be easy, but it will reduce the strength. If we reduce the water, strength will increase, but workability will be poor. So there should be a proper range. So that range is known as water cement ratio, which is nothing but W by C, that is equal to 0.5. It is nothing but weight of water by weight of cement. And the test which we conduct on the construction water are the mainly two tests. One is pH value and another one is turbidity. See, pH value, we know the pH value is from 1 to 14. Below 7 it is acidic, above 7 it is basic. See, if we use the water which is having less than 7 pH value, so it is acidic. So what happens if we use this kind of concrete in RCC? So it starts the steel to corrode. Okay. Next one is turbidity. Turbidity in the sense, is there any uh, waste product floating or just immersed in the water? That is known as turbidity. So the water should be, it should not be acidic and it should not having any turbidity. And let's see one of the main thing, that we not only use water in the mixing of concrete, but we will also use the water for the curing. Curing in the sense, we will water the cement surface, whether it can be for the mortar, or it can be for the plaster, or it can be for the PCC, or it can be for the RCC. So why we cure? That is because of this. See, the age of the concrete. So first day when we cast the concrete, the strength will be of 16%. In the third day, that is after the curing, the strength will be 40%. After 7 days it will be gaining 65%, and 14th day it will be gaining 90%, and 28th day it will be gaining 99%. So already we know the cement is manufactured with the help of a kiln which was heated more than 1500 degree Celsius. So when we do the plaster, mortar, or PCC, RCC, the cement will give out the heat. To maintain that, we have to cure it. So if we don't cure it, so the cement will shrink and crack will be formed. So the main reason why we cure is to gain the strength. That is why at least minimum you should cure it for 7 days, so that we can get the strength of 65%, which is nothing but the two-third strength of the concrete we can attain in 7 days. So whatever you do, whether you do mortar, whether you do plaster, whether you do PCC or RCC, so make sure you cure it for at least 7 days, the first 7 days. Okay, so that's all for today. Thank you.